right. I think we're live, Curtis. Good morning.
Awesome. Good morning. How you doing, Tellman?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm good, thanks. A little snow here, but you know.
That's right. You just got back in from driving in the snowstorm.
Yep. Yeah. Drive my wife to work, so
Is
she
it
doesn't like
still
drive.
snowing up there?
I know it's lighting up a little bit. It was a bit heavy this morning, but then as we drive, it was a little bit lighter, so not too bad.
Yeah, we got.
But
I haven't actually been outside yet. We got somewhere between 7 and 10 inches.
right on. Yeah, it's a good amount.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure. And then the next weekend, like Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday,
Uh-huh.
and Sunday, they're supposed to get snow for we're supposed to get snow for 4 days. We're gonna get like 1.5 feet.
Oh wow, that's
Yeah,
quite a bit.
it's gonna be an
Damn.
exciting end of the week.
Yeah. Some snow
Cool.
activity.
That's right. That's right. So awesome. Well, we're here for the Get Shit Done show.
Yeah.
What are you happiest or most excited about in your life right now? What's your positive focus?
What I'm saying about is that we got some new furniture yesterday. It's for end tables for the bedroom. And I picked
Cool.
up a new desk. So I think I had to pick up next Friday or something. So should be good. One of the girls at the thing, oh, you gotta pick it up today. Like, what? It's like the other guy said a week. So I'll wait till next Friday. I'll pick it up next Friday and then bring it home and put it together.
Cool.
Be
Rock and
awesome.
roll. Rock and
Yeah.
roll. Awesome. Well, I'm pretty stoked about this snow. I actually haven't been skiing yet this winter, and I really want to get some
Oh,
good
wow.
skiing in. So I'm stoked about the snow. Looking forward to some skiing sometime in the not too distant future, I hope. And yeah, that's kind of the name of the game. So
Right on.
episode 40 today of the
Yep.
Get Shit Done show, our daily 7 days a week productivity show for entrepreneurs. And we very often have, so far, every single time, we've had members of the Get Shit Done community here on the show with us. And we're looking to interview more people. So if you love to get shit done, if you're an entrepreneur, especially if you're part of the Get Shit Done community, then please let us know in the comments and or reach out to me personally and let me know that you'd like to be interviewed either as an expert interview or to do a Get Shit Done intervention where we're going to get down and dirty on what's actually holding you back from moving forward and try to get you unblocked so you can move forward at light speed. So I highly recommend that you get involved if you want to increase your productivity, avoid distraction and procrastination, and truly start getting shit done in your life and your business like never before. That's exactly what we're going to be talking about here today on the show.
Awesome.
And beforehand, Curtis and I were brainstorming a little bit. We're late a little bit today because of the snowstorm. So sorry for getting started late, but hopefully some people will see this. So all right, Curtis. So talk to me about the last week. What progress specifically? What is the progress that you made in your business in the last 7 days since we were on the Get Shit Done show last? Like, what did you get done?
Well, I looked at some other survival stuff. I enjoy some Facebook pages. I found that YouTube is more interactive with the survival more so than Facebook. The pages there have lots of followers, but there's very little comments. And that most of the popular videos are all ones they've done on YouTube. So I went on YouTube and subscribed to a couple of survival channels there, and they keep on coming up on my feed, which is kind of cool. And of course, everybody does shorts now, which is very key to getting more popular. So yeah, so I think the idea of parents camping as part of the hardworking parents I'm going to try to pursue that a little bit more this week coming up. And the only thing I've found, and we'll probably talk about, is the commitment thing. So we're going to go with that. Because sometimes I find I get deviated and get lost in the minutia, as you say, of doing other things, or get lost in just like the one, you get drift off to the rabbit hole type thing. It's like, where am I? Why am I over here? So
yeah. Well, I mean, so we were talking a little bit about commitment before we went live and discussing what we should focus on today during the show, right? And commitment at the end of the day was the subject that seemed to come up. So when we're stuck, when we're not progressively making more money with each and every, like what should be happening right now is you should be making more money this week than you made last week. And you should have made more money last week than the week you did before. And why isn't that happening? Well, why doesn't that happen? And when I say should, I mean, you should because you're an entrepreneur trying to get your business
Yep.
cooking so you can stop relying on your job for income. That's
That's right.
why you quote unquote should. Like, if you don't have a business, don't want to have a business, don't want to be an entrepreneur, you're happy with your job, then you're in a different situation. Maybe you should be
Yep.
doing something else, right?
Right.
But for you, Curtis, one of the challenges is like when you aren't actually committed to what you're doing, it's
Yep.
very easy to get distracted
Oh yeah, 100%.
because other things seem more exciting, more visceral, more engaging emotionally
Yep.
than what you're actually working on because you don't actually care about it that much.
Yeah.
And the trick is to get yourself into a position where you really do care about what you're doing, where you really do care about what you're working toward, and where you're happy to work your ass off on it and you make decisions about what you're focusing on instead
Mhm.
of just being distracted,
Right.
right?
Yep.
So you can usually tell what people are committed to in their life based on what they're spending their time on
Yep.
and what they're getting results with, right? So
Yep. Mhm.
there are some people that are um, committed to making enough money to provide for their family and
Yep.
themselves, and the way that they do that is with a job, and and as a result they commit to showing up to their job on time every day and
Yep.
and being there and working and doing a good enough job to get paid, right?
Yep.
um but there's also consequences if you don't do that, right? Which is you don't get paid, you get fired,
Very, very
right?
mhm.
If you don't show up consistently and don't consistently do a good job, like, it's not going to last.
That's right.
So negative consequences for some people are much more motivating and inspiring than positive dream of a hopeful, brighter future, right? Like,
Mhm.
a lot of people would rather escape pain than they would work toward a dream, right? And so, Curtis, for you, what are some things in your life long term that that you can point to the past and clearly say, look, I clearly am, or for a period of my life was committed to blank. Like, what are some, and ideally in the last 10 years, what are some
Yep.
things that evidence shows from the result that you got that you were in fact committed? So what are some things that you're committed to?
Are you talking about, like, business-wise
I'm talking about
or
some things in your life. I don't care about business. I mean, maybe
Oh, okay.
business, but like that's not
Um,
the focus. Isn't business,
I remember when London was first born, I was very committed to finding a business that will help me be home more and some more time with the kid. But over the years, I found that I've been distracted many times on different things. I switched things. So I was doing one subject. It's like, oh, I'm not, this is not making anything, not going anywhere. So I would change to a different subject. And then I switched to something else. And in the meantime, I always like play with different tools and stuff. I learned a lot of different technique stuff or technical stuff with different programs. Like, so like say ClickFunnels, learn how to do that. I learned how to do Kajabi. I learned how to do a bunch of other tools. And I've always find those have distracted me because in the end, all you really need to do, like I think you've mentioned before, just do your lives and have a link that people can sign up. And I didn't realize it was that simple. Nowadays, like, I've been listening to you for probably over a year now, and you've always did the email marketing thing, and then we did the train with Tellman for a bit. Now we're doing the get shit done. And it just seems like it's very simple to get it done. But I think I just try to complicate it and try, oh, I need this, or I need that, or I need this other tool. Oh, hey, this will help me. Because like a construction worker. I always thought better tools, better results in finished product. But sometimes I think with this type of business, I think you just gotta keep it simple and just have people build your audience like through the email list, and then that's yours forever. So if you have like a couple thousand people on your list, then you know that, hey, I have this new product. Hey guys, I have this new thing. What do you think about this? Oh, that they might say, hey, Curtis, that's stupid. Don't even bother. I'm not even touch that. Do you know what I mean? Like, okay, let's try something different. And then, or you do surveys, or you can do other things because the audience will tell you what's going to happen.
right?
And by them saying, oh, I like this, or oh, this is dumb. I don't want to do that. Then like, hey guys, like I found this other product. I think I bought it. I was playing around with it. I think you might should try it too. And then
Right.
because you're reference, because you got that authority-ish type of thing that you've tried it first, that hey, maybe it might work for you too. Then that gives that audience that you have say, hey, Curtis did it, maybe I can do it. Or maybe, hey, he made some money doing it, maybe I can also do this. So
Yeah.
that's one of the things I didn't realize with that when you're committed to something, the simpler it is, the more likely you're to stick with it. Because I always feel like I always seem to complicate everything. And I say, oh, I could do this, I could do that. Oh, maybe if I did this, this would make this better. Oh, hey, what was this? Oh, maybe this worked
Right.
too. But I
Right.
don't think the guidance I've had, like your personal guidance, sometimes not always enough. You just need someone, hey, Curtis, smarten up, slap, slap, try this and just do it this way only, you know? So that's
Yeah.
sometimes like personal commitment is there, but also I just find you get messed up with thinking, oh, hey, maybe this worked better for me, or maybe that worked better. But in actual fact, the simplicity of it was what makes the commitment easier. And then you just build a habit of doing it every day. And you don't think about it anymore. You're just like, oh, I got to do this because I'm committed. And it just becomes automatic. Because I know I've did like 75 hard before. I've did some other challenges. I'm doing a new push-up challenge this month. I do 2,000 push-ups, starts in February 11th. And I'm committed. I know I'm doing it. I got my wife on board. I've found some other friends that want to do it. So I think
So let's
good.
talk about the push-up thing.
Yep.
So you've had some success in your life with physical challenges
Yep.
like that. But like, who cares? Why are you committed to the push? And I'm not saying you shouldn't be committed to the
Yep.
push-up challenge. I'm down with the push. Like, fine, cool. But like, why? Why are you committed to the push-up challenge, but you're not committed to doing the things that you know that you could do in order to actually make some money
Right.
and build your business online? Like, what makes the difference for you?
I think just like getting the different little rewards you get daily from that. When you do the push-ups, oh hey, you got this badge or this little congratulation type little thing. So hey, you did the 100 push-ups today, they'll give you a little thing. Or you want to do a certain amount per day, you got 25, 50, 75, 100% done. You can see those little badges throughout the day when you're doing them. You just commit to the app and you punch in how many you've done. That's one of those things I liked about it, and also raising money for a charitable thing I liked was mental health here in Canada. I thought that was good. You know, it's more of a bigger thing than it used to be. Mental health, right? More people know about it. More people have issues over time. So I thought, hey, this is a good thing. And I found that my wife was also into it, so that makes more of a like a strength thing for me to do. 'Cause I've done it
Totally.
before on my own, but this year I feel like, all right, we get this done because my wife's on board and I've invited a few other
Like,
people.
is she doing it too?
Yep. Yeah.
Cool.
She does 40 push-ups a day right now as like banking. They call it banking your push-ups. So when you're actually through it, you don't have to do 100 per day. You can do like 80 or something.
What does
Or
that
whatever
mean?
it is.
Banking your push-ups. I
So
don't know that
so
term.
what it is, so like you can start beginning of February, which we did February 1st, start doing push-ups. So they get recommend doing 40 per day. So then on February 11th to the 28th, you should have like 111, I think it is, for the per day or something. I forget the math, but there's quite a bit. And then it's like, hey, let's do this. And then they had that option to start banking early. So we are doing that now. So they don't have to do the full 111, let's say,
Oh,
per
I see.
day.
I see. So you're
So
just
so
like
I did 40
stockpiling.
today.
You're
Yeah.
stockpiling.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. It's
you're
like
getting them
sort of
done
like
a little ahead of time
that's right. Yeah.
or
So you're
whatever.
not doing
Yeah.
100 because I know my wife, she said, oh, I don't want to do that. I was like, well, then let's do
So
this. So,
so
mhm.
I've been working with a lot of hypnosis clients,
Yep.
and I have 3 sessions today, as a matter of fact,
Oh, nice,
from the
nice.
Overcome Procrastination webinar we did the other day. We got a whole bunch of people that signed up for
Oh,
sessions,
good. Perfect.
and lots of people, lots of people who are struggling entrepreneurs have this challenge where they're and everyone feels like it's stupid. Everyone feels ashamed to admit this.
That's
Okay,
right.
that I've run into. They're like, I have this stupid thing, and they say it as if they're the only one. I have this stupid
Yep.
thing where I'm willing to like put all this time, effort, and energy into somebody else's dream and somebody else's project and be
Yep.
accountable for them. But then when it comes to my own stuff, I just don't do it. Right.
Mhm. Yep.
And um, there are a lot of factors with that. One is cultural conditioning. Like, we're taught
Yep.
that from a very early age in school,
Yeah.
that we need to measure up to somebody else's standards.
Yep.
Outside, we have to have the teacher be proud of us for getting good grades. Our parents are proud of us for either getting good grades or doing well in sports or whatever the thing
Yep.
is, right? Someone else is patting you on the back, letting you know you did a good job to make you feel
Mhm.
worthwhile. right?
Yep.
Like getting that
Right.
outside feedback and it does feel good when
Yep.
someone notices that you've done a good job
Oh
and
yeah,
they tell you
for
and
sure.
so on. But the problem is when we outsource that appreciation, now we're just like we're running around looking for it. We're
Mhm.
running around looking for somebody else to tell us that we're valuable. We're running
Yep.
around looking for us to someone to tell us that we're worthwhile,
Yep.
right? And I have my own issues with this in other areas of my life where this comes up.
Mhm.
So again, like this is a part of the human condition. We're all
Yep.
dealing with this, but for you, I think, I mean, how do you believe? Do you believe that you can start an internet business that makes 10 grand a month? Do you actually believe that you're capable of that?
Not initially, because I don't know what I would do to get it. That's the
I didn't.
initial
I
thought.
didn't say how what would you do to
Oh,
get it. I just mean in theory. Are you? Do you personally act like genuinely believe that you can do that? That you could get there. That you could get that
yeah,
result.
yeah.
Is
I've done
that
it
something
before.
that,
Yeah, yeah. I've
like,
done it
if
before.
it
I know
were a
that.
life or death situation, when everything was on the line, if you if your wife was like, "We're getting divorced if you're not making 10 grand a month in the next year," like, would you
Yeah, we
do it?
done. I would do it like instantaneously.
Dude, do you see how quickly you said that? Like there
Yep.
was no hesitation in
No.
your voice.
Well, because it's something like, hey, something dangerous is gonna happen. I gotta do it.
Okay.
Yep.
So, step 1, start treating your business like that. Like
Okay.
that's actually
Like, oh
what's
my
at
god, get this
stake,
done today.
okay?
Right on.
Because it
Yep.
is. And what I
Okay.
mean is like you copping out on yourself has much, much, much bigger negative ramifications than you getting divorced, right? Like you spending the rest of your life not following through on what's actually important to you is a
Mhm.
life of misery.
Yeah.
Like you don't want to live that life.
No.
Like that sucks, you
Yep.
know? And so, and when we talk about consequences for
Yep.
lack of action as one motivator, here's the trick, Curtis.
Yep.
They're all imaginary.
Oh.
Okay,
Hmm.
like their consequences aren't real until they're real, right? Until they're actually there in your face.
Yep.
And so, we're literally imagining them. We're
That's
imagining
true.
something
Yep.
that isn't there, right? Like when I mentioned, like you're not making 10 grand a month, you're getting divorced. You're like, okay, I'll do it in a second.
Yep.
It's like it's an imaginary sentiment. I
Yeah.
just made that up,
Yeah.
right? Like I have no, I
No
don't
intention
know,
of anything happen.
right?
Yeah. But
But so you can be committed to something out of fear of negative consequences. You can be
yep.
committed to something out of hope for a bigger, better, brighter future.
Hmm.
Ideally, it's both, right?
Yep.
And this is going. It's called. Are you more of a going toward person or going away from person? And we have, but it's not either or, dude. Because
It's
like
one or the
the
other.
push up challenge,
Yep.
okay. There's no or any like 75 hard
Yep.
when you've done these types of things in the past. There's no actual negative consequence of you
No.
not following through.
No.
What the
There's not.
positive consequence is you get in better shape and
Yep.
you improve your consistency,
Hmm.
right? So one thing that you could do is you with 75 hard, how far did you go with it? How many days?
I finished the first one, and then
Phase
I'm
zero.
still stuck on phase one still.
What
I
do you mean
commit
you're
for a
still
bit.
stuck?
Well, I'm still on that. I've never finished that phase. The phase one.
Why not,
But
did you start phase one?
yeah, I did a couple times. I like didn't finish.
Do you remember what the additional things are in phase one versus phase zero?
I forget offhand. I know it's on the app. I don't remember offhand, but on
Yeah,
the app it tells you.
yeah,
I think it's like 3 extra items
it
of it.
is. It
Yep.
is. It's so it's interesting because I just decided to take a 75 hard break. I
Oh,
was
right on.
on day 39
Yep.
and I yesterday or the day before, and I forgot to do my reading. I went to bed late. I forgot to do my reading.
Oh, restart. Yep.
And uh, like I went 72 days on phase 0, and then I restarted on Christmas,
Oh,
and
wow.
then I restarted on the New Year because I decided to have some hard cider.
Yep.
And so I've been going every day all year, and on the in the late 30s, and I was like, I did not intentionally forget my reading. I stayed up late. I had dinner and like all sorts of cool things, and watched some cartoons with my
Yep.
kids and all sorts of stuff, and stayed up a little late. I think I was watching the new Spider-Man episodes,
Oh, nice.
and like 11 o'clock came, and I was like, oh, it's getting late. I better go to bed because I have to get up at 5:30 and work out. So I went to bed, and then like my book was sitting there in the living room the next day,
Oh,
and
geez. You
so
look at it. Yeah.
I was like, oh, and I had been really not feeling 75 hard for the last few days. I've been sick for like 3
Yep.
weeks.
Yeah, I remember you
I'm
saying.
fighting
Yeah, I
off
saw
like a
you.
sinus infection or something right now.
Okay.
All these things, and so I decided to take a break. As of today, I'm taking a indefinite break. I'll probably restart again at the beginning at some point, but
Yep.
I'm taking a breather, and um, at least for me, when I'm doing 75 hard, I don't really care about the outcome. I
Mm-hmm.
personally don't care about getting to 75 days. What I get out of it is the daily practice, continuing to get better in shape, continuing
Yep.
to have my eye on the ball with my diet, learning more every day by reading and keeping my brain tuned into that. Like the
Yep.
benefit is actually from doing the daily, I'll just say exercises, even
Yep.
though they're not all physical exercises,
Right.
but like 90 minutes a day of exercising is physical exercises, right?
Yep.
So with the after you complete phase 0, for anybody that's watching that's not familiar, 75 hard, created by Andy Frisella. I don't know Andy, but I really like his program.
Yep.
And every day you drink a gallon of water. You work out twice a day for 45 minutes each. One of those workouts must be outside, no matter what the weather, the temperature, or whatever. Um, and they have to be real workouts, like heart pumping, sweating
Yep.
workouts, right?
Yep.
It can be whatever kind of workout you want. And what I often do with those is I do a run every day, and then I do 45 minutes of intense yoga every day to basically keep my body limber enough to
Yep.
run every day without my hips being all in pain and like
Oh,
all this
all
stuff.
seized
My
up. Yeah.
hamstrings screaming at me.
Yeah.
You stick to a diet that moves you in the direction of your health and fitness goals with
Yep.
no cheats. You don't drink any alcohol as part of that diet. No matter what your diet is, you're on a no alcohol diet.
Yeah.
You read 10 pages of nonfiction every day, ideally 10 pages that moves you in the direction of your goals, right? You take a selfie every day so you can monitor your physical progress,
Yep.
because inevitably you start looking better. Um, so 2 workouts, diet, selfie, reading, gallon. What am I missing? So 1 more. I think that's it.
I don't have my
And
phone, so
right,
can't
and
look.
then you do all that for 75 days.
Yep.
If you screw something up, if you forget to do one thing on one day, you start over at day 0,
Yep.
or
Back
you're
to
at
the
day 1,
beginning.
right?
Yep.
And so that whole process, that first 75-day push, is phase 0 of 75 hard, right? And then and the whole idea with this is to strengthen your consistency muscle,
Yep.
strengthen your follow through muscle, so you follow through on your commitments no matter what as your default setting, right? That is what you want more of in your life on a
Yep.
consistent basis. And Curtis, you want more of that in your business commitments, I
Yes, I
think,
do. Yep.
right?
Yes, I do.
And so after you finish phase 0, you move into phase 1, and
Yep.
phase 1 you add in um, a cold shower for 5 minutes,
Yep, that's right. Yeah.
as cold as you can get it, which is I hate that part. It's like
It's tough.
brutal. I'm not like, I am such a, like, as much as I love the cold in the winter, I'm all like
Yeah.
super Viking Norwegian, or I try to pretend to be, and then
Actually,
like
there's a
get into
cheat.
a
There's a cheat to that.
get into a
Actually,
cold
Tellman.
plunge, and then what's the cheat?
You start with a regular shower, and then you turn it down as
Oh yeah,
time
I
goes
know
by.
that cheat.
Yeah,
Yeah. I turn it down, and then get it nice and cold, and then start
the
my.
timer.
And I put
Yeah,
on a timer on my phone, and I do slow, deep breathing.
yeah, it works.
Is the only thing that gets me through it.
Yeah.
But anyway, you add in a cold shower. You add a 5-minute cold shower. You add in 10 minutes of visualization, visualizing what you're working toward, right, in your
Mhm.
goals. And you also add in your 3 critical tasks. And your 3 critical tasks, or your 3 power list tasks, are things that you wouldn't do anyway as part of your day-to-day routine, because or not necessarily that you wouldn't do, but you aren't already doing. You aren't, like going to work doesn't count.
No,
Okay,
no,
if you're already, um, if you're already in the habit of sending an email to your list every day, sending an email list to your every day
no.
doesn't count, because you're already going to do it anyway,
Yep.
right? So these are the 3 things that are really going to propel you forward, in addition to what you're already doing. So
Yeah.
you're time slotting those in, and you're scheduling them in. You're making sure to get them done. And so those 3 critical tasks, if they're business oriented,
Yep.
and you take it seriously, like you're gonna make that progress. And
Oh, for
so,
sure.
one thing that I would really encourage you to do
Mhm.
is, I would encourage you to go into phase 1 of 75 hard, and have your 3 critical tasks be, to the best of your knowledge, the 3 critical tasks that you need to do. And I would say every day, but they're not necessarily always the same every day. Sometimes they
Right.
can change, or they can stay the same, right?
Right.
They can change, or they can stay the same. But I would choose the 3 tasks that you need to complete, that, as far as you can see right
Mhm.
now, would move the needle the most in your business, that would really make the biggest difference, right?
Yeah.
And so that's one piece, dude. Is like, I would encourage you to do that, because you already know that plugging into an outside structure like that, like for me, it works really well. Like I
Mhm.
hate how well 75 hard works for me, and it pisses me off that I need somebody else's outside format in order to improve my own consistency.
Mhm.
Yet it seems to be a very, very helpful thing for me,
Yep.
right? So I try to use it as often as possible to improve my output. So that's one thing, is when doing those things becomes your default habit, you make more progress. So um, if the goal is to get in better physical shape, for me, get in better shape, run faster. I want
Yep.
to, like, go out and start, like, come spring and summer, I want to be like able to win some races for my age division in the local races,
Nice.
and not
Yep,
be
that's cool.
all out of shape and whatever, right?
Yep.
Um, and so at the same time, there are absolutely things in my life and business in particular, that I'm not doing on a consistent basis, that I want to be doing on a
Right.
consistent basis. And one of the things that I'm doing now on a super consistent basis is a daily hour-long live stream,
As we are now,
right?
yeah. Yep.
But for me, yeah, like you've been, like, we've been working together in various capacities for a long time now,
Yep.
and I came up with this idea for the 99-day challenge, and 99
The
days
video.
of
Yep.
live stream, like 6 years ago, 7 years ago.
Oh,
It was a
wow.
bunch of years ago.
Yep.
And the whole idea was to, like, be like, okay, well, we already know email your list every day. That's already
Yeah.
clear. But how are you going to build your list every day? Right.
Yeah.
And so live streaming builds your list every day. And live streaming also gives you great content to give to your list every day. And so I had been talking, preaching live stream every day, live stream every day, live stream every day, literally for years. And I was incongruent with it. I wasn't following through on my own advice.
Yeah.
and I kept dropping off and I felt like a total like doofus, you know, because I was telling everybody to live stream every day, but I didn't have the consistency to live
Yeah.
stream every day. So it felt very out of alignment.
Yeah.
And now, for the first time ever, I am successfully live streaming 7 days a week, and it's for an hour. It's crazy,
Yep.
right? In most cases.
Yeah.
The reason that I'm bringing this up is because I struggle with this too, dude. And the idea, it's not just live streaming every day,
Mm-hmm.
though, right? It's like live streaming is the action, but to what end? Like, again, who
Right.
cares? And so one of the biggest things I would throw out here to you, Curtis, is if you're trying to get a business that is going to allow you to make more money than your job on a consistent
Yep.
basis and consistently grow,
Mm-hmm.
okay? You
Key.
are going to have to be significantly more committed to your business growth
Yep.
than you currently are to your job without losing commitment on your job, right? And right now you're working 8 hours a day or whatever at your 9 to 5. And so the commitment, the time that you have available to put in your business, it has to be hyper concentrated. Like you need to be on freaking point and going after it because you only have a few hours a day at most, right? With a family and a kid and a partner and all the things, like you don't have a lot of time to screw around. That's legit. So the time that you spend, you need to like be there.
The blinders
right?
on, yeah.
Totally. And so, but if you're just working towards something that doesn't matter to you truly, deeply, that's not gonna. You're never gonna make a difference. You're just gonna spend all this time working on something and not making any money. Where you could have been spending time with your family instead.
Yep.
Right. Like if you're gonna make the sacrifice to work on this business stuff instead of hanging out with your family, like better make it work. Right.
Yep.
Better.
Yep.
So, what is it about an outside commitment to someone else or an outside system that spurs you forward? Like, what is it about that causes you to show up?
But mostly, I think is that other people have done it and they've been successful. So therefore, I know I can also be successful doing that thing because I see by example. I've watched some of the videos of people do 75 hard. I've watched push. I did last year the push-ups, and I watched other people doing it, and they were committed to doing it. So it's like, hey, if someone else can do it, I can do it, and I know that's a possibility. It's kind of like the same concept of the 4-minute mile idea, right? Once someone do something, you know, hey, I can probably do it too if I just commit. And that's maybe sometimes the outside thing. I just know it works. With myself, it's like I'm not too sure. I kind of doubt myself a little bit. So I'm not 100% that, hey, I know I can do this. But if I follow someone else's system, that's like, oh, that person's done this and they had success. Well, that means, hey, I could probably do it too if I do all the work and all the stuff they recommend doing. And sometimes doing it on my own, I miss steps somewhere, or hey, maybe I didn't do this right. And then you doubt, oh, maybe I didn't do this. Oh, hey, maybe I put the wrong post up. Oh, I forgot my link. Oh, hey, I didn't do a live this day. I should have did it 3 days in a row instead of only once, right? Those type things. Then you begin to doubt yourself that, oh, maybe I'm not doing the right thing. Oh, maybe this is not working. And then it just like, forget it. I don't want to do it anymore. But meanwhile, it has worked and you just don't know it because in the background, people are seeing what you're doing. Like, hey, I like Curtis. I like what he's doing. Like, hey, he's finally doing something. Like, yeah, that's good. But like the attention thing, people, as soon as they don't see you, they're poof, you're gone. You're like on to the next person or next item, right? For whatever you're doing. So
all right,
that's one of the things I sometimes get
so
into.
that's a factor, I think, but
Yep.
I don't buy it. And here's why.
Yep.
You have been part of and have signed up for numerous training programs in marketing and entrepreneurship, including several of mine, that are outside systems where there is evidence of other people succeeding and or proof of other people succeeding, and you aren't as committed to following
some of them,
those marketing systems. Well, no, if you were fully committed to any one of the marketing systems that you followed, you'd be making 10 grand a month right now, dude.
Oh, wow.
They all work. They all work if you evolve beyond the system, because nobody's system is perfect. Everybody that
Right.
creates a system like is missing a whole bunch of steps too in order to make it even better.
Right.
So like, and I also like following other people's systems. Like I've
Yep.
spent so much money investing in home study programs and courses and coaching programs just so that I could learn somebody else's blueprint and follow it and learn it, and then put my own spin on it. Like I
Right.
really like doing that. And like 75 hard is a great example of that,
Yep.
right? But for you, why are you able to do that with a push-up challenge, but you're not able to do that with an affiliate marketing process that you follow?
Hmm.
Like, what's the difference?
I think the simplicity of doing the push-ups is easy to follow. And some of the marketing stuff is like they want you to do this, do that. You gotta put money into this. It's like, oh, I don't want to put my money into that. Or you gotta buy other tools to make it work. And some of the tools are a little more expensive than I wish to spend on. So I try to do it another way, and it's like more laborsome, and then I don't finish it,
Right,
basically.
right. What are some of the things in the greater digital business world, right?
Yep.
There are a million things that you could do.
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
So, and there's no reason to do them all, right?
Right.
But what are some of the obvious things to you that you haven't done yet or aren't doing now that you know if you did them you'd make more money and you'd probably be more successful than you are right now? Like, what are some of the things that are missing from your experience as an entrepreneur? Like, what have you not tackled yet?
I don't know. That's the problem. I don't know what is missing. I think like when I'm thinking about it, I think I'm doing everything right. It could be just I might need someone to say, "Hey, what are you doing there, Curtis?" and say, "Just see what I'm doing." Because a lot of times I watch the videos, I do what they tell me, I do the thing, I do the next thing, and then it's just like, okay, why is it not working? Why I put my link out there, and they say do it this way, and I do it that way, and it's like, what am I missing? And sometimes actually you're supposed to do something else that I may have missed. And I do the things they say, but there's one little sentence perhaps say, oh, you need to do this as well. And I missed that thing. And then I'm doing the thing they tell me and I'm consistent at it. Like I've done the video stuff like for a month, like in a full month, doing 3 videos a day. And it got lots of views and stuff, but no one actually signed up for anything I had.
All right, dude,
Yep.
let's have a real talk right now.
Sure. Let's do it.
This is like private therapy. So
Okay.
I'm going to give you something that you definitely are missing,
Okay.
and I've mentioned it before, and so I'm
Yep.
just going to like hold your feet to the fire. Is that all right?
Okay. Yeah. Let's do it.
Okay. So here's the thing, dude. If you're building an audience, if you're building a list, it doesn't matter how you're building it. It doesn't matter what platform you're building it on. Okay.
Yep.
If you're playing the guru game in some way, shape, or form, that means either you as the person on screen, as the person on camera, or if that's the kind of business that you're building,
Yep.
or your brand, if somehow your brand is the essentially the talking head, right? Like, let's say
Yeah.
you create a mascot or something like that.
Yeah.
You need to be inspiring to the people that you're trying to attract, dude. You absolutely need to be charismatic, interesting, engaging. You need to be deeply caring for them, and you need to show up at your absolute best, whatever that means now. And so one thing that I've mentioned to you is when you get on camera, every time you need to look better than the time before. You need to have your video presentation be better than last time. And so this is like how you show up makes a huge difference, because the way that you present and the way that you show up is a direct reflection of what's going on the inside.
Right.
Okay.
Hmm.
And everybody has their own style. Everybody has their own vibe. But you can tell when somebody actually cares when they show
Yeah.
up. And so the short version is treat yourself to a nice haircut, get yourself a great background. And not all of this has to happen in 7 days, dude.
Oh yeah.
But like, get a better webcam, right? Like, improve your video. If you're going to be doing video in order to attract people in, like, look good. And if you have a hard time doing that for yourself, ask for advice from somebody who's better at it than you, right?
Yep.
But again, it's looking good and being attractive to the audience that you're trying to attract. You need to be a guru among them, right? You need like you're every time you turn on your video, you're getting up on stage and you're talking to an audience of over 1,000 people who are looking to you to save their life. Okay, they're looking to you for advice. They're looking to you for mentorship. They're looking to you for guidance. They're looking to you for support and inspiration. And you need to do everything in your power in order to be ready to freaking rock when they show up, right? And I that doesn't mean you always have to it doesn't mean you always have to wear like a button-up shirt and a blazer. But like for example, right now, I'm broadcasting not from my place. I'm at my girlfriend's place, and I decided last night to grab my sport coat and a button-up shirt when I packed up before I left my place because I knew I was going to be broadcasting in the morning. And I grabbed my laptop and my webcam, and even though I could have broadcast just from my phone, right? I put the extra effort into trying to do my best to look good and to present well. And I'm not like in any way, shape, or form the master of this. Like I cut corners on this too, right?
Yeah.
So make every video better than the last one. But I really mean that. Look good, sound good, improve your backdrop, improve your situation, make it better, right? If you're going to be making video to attract people, make better videos. Very important, right? And exactly what that means is up to you to determine and decide and figure out and work on. But that alone, showing that you care about the content that you're creating, will show your people will care about it more if you care about it more, right? That's a huge one, man, because it comes through in every word that you type, every email that you send, every social post that you write, every live stream that you do, every short that you release, all these little things. So that's the first thing, is basically care more about what you're putting out there. Very important. And it'll make if you constantly are upgrading your video situation and how it looks, how it sounds, like all the things, and that also in like as we've talked about before, that comes with practice, which is great. But taking classes on communication, taking classes on improv or storytelling or telling jokes or all these types of things will give you more tools in order to be a better presenter and a better communicator, right? Those things, first of all, would go a long way. They make a huge difference, and they would absolutely make a huge difference for you. Like if you up your game in those areas, you're going to get better results.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So number one. Number two is you really need to care about your people that you're trying to attract and your niche, your topic. You need to have like a connection to it that matters. There's a small percentage of entrepreneurs that I know who seem to be able to choose a niche because it's hot and they think it's going to make money, and they're able to run with it and do that for a while, and make a bunch of money. But at the end of the day, they usually seem very empty inside. When like those kind of folks, it usually is a niche that makes a bunch of money for a little while, and then they burn out, and they wonder why they feel like their life has no purpose, right? And then they have to find another one and make some more money, and it's a vicious cycle. Still, that's hopping from opportunity to it's just opportunity hopping, and I guess that's a little bit better than not making any progress. But I believe that you really need to ask yourself, dude, so you're you're working on your business right now. I want you to think forward a decade. Okay.
10 years.
I want you to think forward 10 years. You're still working on this business. You're still growing it, but it's making double what you need in order to pay the bills, or at least to pay the bills right now, right? Like you're making more money with your business. It's growing. It's bringing you enormous satisfaction. You're really into it. But the question is, what's the topic that is so interesting to you that you know full well You're going to be fully committed to the skill, to the topic, to the niche, to the market, to thinking about it, to working within it, to serving the people within it 10 years down the road. And you know it because you've already been into this thing for 10 or 20 years.
I would
So,
say most
yeah,
likely like the parenting part of it is still interesting because I'm a parent, and that I think is, one of those things you're always evolving anyway as you grow and as your kids grow up. Your like things you're thinking about are changing all the time. So I think the evolutionary part of that can also change. And there's different parts of parenting that people look into too, right? There's like vacations or finance, food. It's all sorts of different topics within the parenting realm. That's what I like about it, is that I can pick, hey, if I want to think about camping, I can say, hey, I'm a parent. How do I go camping on cheap? Or what kind of stuff would I use when I go camping? Like what kind of, like, I'll go car camping, I'm going backpack camping, or I'm going to like do portaging. There's different parts of that. And like, I think something that I could probably go do and say, hey, this week we're going camping at Algonquin Park. We're going to portage for the week. I'm going to show you what's going to happen. And then just like document what I'm doing. And that's something I think that I may have forgotten about before, because Gary V's mentioned it a few times. I've seen other people say it too. But yeah, if you just do show up with what you're doing, then they can kind of feel like, hey, if Curtis does this, maybe I can do that. Or maybe he might have a little more knowledge about something. And
yeah.
then sometimes you can attract other people that say, hey, Curtis, I can't believe you did that, was wrong. You probably should have this, because there's other experts out in the field that say, hey, maybe you should try this or do that.
So there's no doubt that there's opportunity, and potentially huge opportunity, in niching down into more
Yep.
narrow niches.
Yep.
What you're doing is you're combining parenting and camping,
Yep.
and there are both advantages and disadvantages to that. Okay,
Yeah,
the
for sure.
advantage is maybe there aren't too many people out there that are combining those two things, and what you're really focused on is family camping. How to have awesome camping adventures with your family. Maybe familycamping.com is the website. It's probably not taken, right? Um, on the other hand, maybe the focus actually is just parenting, and occasionally you do camping stuff. But on a scale of 1 to 10, how interested are you going to be in learning more about parenting and teaching about parenting in a decade?
Probably about the same as today. It's quite a bit, because I'm still gonna be a parent for
Yep.
a long time, right?
Is
If
there
I didn't have any kids, then I don't think it'd
right?
be
It'll be
more of a
different.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, of course, of course. Um, is there opportunity, and maybe the answer is just a hard no, I don't know, but is there opportunity for you and your wife to have conversations about parenting on video? Is she at all into any of this broadcasting internet stuff?
I I don't know. I've actually never asked her that question about broadcasting. It can definitely open some doors, because I know that a lot of times I've worked with other people and she's, what the hell are you working with that person for? They suck. And they're not showing up. They're not doing this. They're not helping me move forward. So maybe that could be
Right,
an angle in which, hey, maybe we can do it together. Because I know there's other couples out there who've done it too, right? So I
right.
think it's just a
Well,
little
especially, I mean,
convincing.
with parenting, it's like, well, kind of,
Yeah, you need two people. Yep.
it takes two to at least be in a position where you're parenting,
Yep. That's
right?
right.
Like, even if you're split up or whatever.
Yeah, yeah. You
And
still need the parenting aspect.
well,
Yeah.
I mean, you need two people to make a kid, right?
Yeah.
So great. So let's say parenting's the topic,
Yep.
right? So this is where, like, I'm going to hold your feet to the fire again.
Okay.
What are the top 3 parenting podcasts in the world?
A good question.
Yeah,
I have
you should
never
know,
looked.
dude. You should be
Yeah, I
listening to
know.
them every day on the way to work. If
Yeah.
your topic's parenting, you should know this off the top of your head. Who are the top 3 authors on books about parenting right now? I have no idea. I'm a parent, but like, I'm not
I know there's a couple
actively
of
learning
doctor
about
people
parenting.
out there. Yeah.
But if you don't know the answers to, like, who are the top 3 parenting YouTube channels, who are the top 3 parenting podcasts, who are the top 3 parenting authors, if you're not actually immersed in learning this stuff,
Yep.
like, you're not a leader in it.
Yep.
So if you are committed to the parenting niche, and that's really what you're doing,
Mm-hmm.
number one, stay committed to the parenting. Like, do it
Yep.
properly.
Yeah,
Listen
I'm
to all the
committed.
podcasts about parenting. read all the books about parenting, watch all the videos about parenting, go to Reddit, read all the questions people have about parenting, make sure you're in every parenting Facebook group, make sure you're following parenting people on X, make sure you're following parenting people on TikTok, right? If nothing else, they're going to give you ideas on cool stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
If nothing else, right? Instead of you just having to kind of like try to figure it out for yourself and hope for the best.
Yeah, because
Right?
they'll give you topics or subjects that, hey, that's
Tons,
interesting. Let me do that.
tons,
And you
right?
have like
And
a
you can even say,
reference.
hey, my name's Curtis. I help parents parent. I help parents be better parents.
Yeah.
And I was just watching a video on TikTok the other day about
Something or another.
name your topic, breastfeeding, whatever,
How to train your kid to pee in 3
whatever,
days. How to train your kid to go potty in 3 days.
potty training or whatever.
Because we did that. We did that one before. Yeah, we found something on that and that we used it.
Great. That's awesome. So I would really encourage you, if you're going to go hard on the parenting, just do it. Stop holding yourself back. Number one.
Yep.
Number
get more
two,
involved in the different aspects of it. Yeah.
Start interviewing parents,
Yeah.
whether they're experts or whether they're struggling, so that they can ask you questions about how to, like do a parenting AMA, like, go on Facebook and on, in your groups and whatever. Ask, say as a parent, what are you struggling with the most right now?
Anything, yeah.
What's the hardest thing for you about being a parent? Like, what a great question, dude. Ask that question. What's the hardest thing about being a parent right now for you? Like, people will answer that. And then it'll give you a bunch of different topics to address, to communicate, to talk about. But what I would also suggest, I know we were talking a little bit about your link and having having a website where people can opt in. By the way, guys, if you want to follow Curtis and what he's doing with parenting, then there's a link in the PS in the description on this video where you can go and opt into his email list and check out what he's got going on. So I strongly encourage that you do that.
Yeah. Thanks.
So, okay. So in terms of what I don't, so I do think, this is my opinion. So, do a gut check on it, right? Because, I'm just one guy, but I do think that the hardworking dads thing, work smarter, not harder kind of a thing, was a good idea, but I don't think hardworking parents is actually a good idea.
Okay.
And the reason is, I think that dads, to some degree, like some of them, maybe fewer than I wish, like want to encourage their work ethic and want to have a better work ethic, and it's important to them to be hard workers and this kind of stuff. But at the same time, as a general rule, I think parents are tired and they wish they didn't have to work so hard. Right. And it's a burden, right? It's like, it is, and it's in a certain way. It's like, it is a challenge and an enormous amount of hard work to be a parent. And so you might want to come up with a new domain that's more positive, that's more encouraging. Zen parenting, parent with ease, like a huge topic, though you're not really involved with this one, is co-parenting, right? Is after you split up, how do you manage to be a successful parent? Yeah. Even if you're only with your kids half-time or part-time or whatever, and how do you coordinate parenting efforts with your ex? Like, this is something
that's probably more common.
Like, it's a very challenging topic, but co-parenting, interestingly enough, like, co-parenting is hard enough with couples that are together, like actually being on the same page and like having value differences and choice differences and getting through all that stuff. So like this is a little wordy, but like the Successful Parents Club, or
Yeah.
the I don't have the name for you, but like brainstorm some stuff
Yeah.
and
Some
chat
ideas.
GPT
Yeah.
some stuff and see what you come up with, and happy to you know talk with you about some potential names. But I would say that like right now at your opt-in page, it's like hardworking parents, and then there's like some dude in a construction hat. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? It's not appealing,
Right.
right? Like that's definitely holding you back.
Okay.
Um, and if that domain that you have is giving you trouble, like you were saying, then
Yeah.
just consider finding a better one. And if parenting is definitely the thing for you, then great, do it. I mean, it's a great topic. It's
Yeah.
and it's not going anywhere. It's not like
Nope.
it's going to trend out.
It's like an
You know
evergreen
what I
type of
mean?
thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Parenting is going to be interesting to people forever. And so, uh, so this is one piece. The other piece that I really, really think would make a
Hmm.
huge difference for you is we can keep asking the question of, well, why aren't you as committed to your own stuff as you're committed to somebody else's stuff? Why are
Yeah.
you more committed to your job than you are, when working for somebody else than you are committed to your business,
Hmm.
right? And maybe you'll find the answer to that question,
Yeah.
right? But another way of addressing it is to say, well, in the areas of my life where I am committed, what seems to be there that I could somehow use in order to integrate into my business so to increase my commitment. And so if you know that parenting is your topic, or at least it feels like the most resonant thing that you can put your finger on right now. Well, Curtis, is there another topic? Is there another niche that's the niche for you that seems more resonant than parenting, or is parenting definitely the thing?
Parents the thing. I've done personal development before too, but it all ties in now with the parenting. Because you also be a pause, like you have issues as a parent, you can also use some self development there too, right? So I think the parent thing's pretty solid niche for me. It's just a matter of what part of it I would like to get into now.
Right.
Yeah, because
So
it's a huge,
so if
huge
parenting
thing.
is the focus,
Yep.
then I mean, like what just popped into my mind is awesome parents, awesome kids,
Yep.
like or something. I don't know if you want to use the word awesome necessarily, but like
Yep.
parents want to parents who care about parenting want to have kids that like do well and hopefully live better lives than they did. Right? That's
Yeah.
kind of like the hope that many parents have. Um,
Absolutely.
is how can I make my life my kid's life better than mine? I don't know
Yep.
that that's actually all that possible, but it's a nice sentiment, right?
Yep.
It's
Yep.
like we all have to live through a garbage in order to learn life's lessons,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
as a parent we do want to try to save our kids from the struggle and the strife and the
Yep.
bad things that we remember happening to us. We
Yeah. For
want to try
sure.
to have our kids have a better
Have a
life.
better life. Yeah.
And
For sure.
um so what if so with parenting,
Yep.
what I really think you should do is twofold. The first thing is I think you need to enroll in more marketing challenges, hardcore, and you need to pay for them. So,
Yeah.
um, the challenge maestro, right? The guy that teaches challenges. I've mentioned his name to you before. Is
Pedro.
I actually don't know Pedro myself, but Pedro Adeo. He's been highly promoted by Brunson and a few other guys,
Yep.
right? So he has the challenge framework, and so his students are doing challenges all the time.
Yep.
All right. So whether or not you buy his stuff, I would encourage you to consider if someone's running a 3-day challenge or a 7-day challenge
Yep.
that you believe if you did the thing or 21-day challenge, I don't care how many days it is,
Yep.
but there's a challenge. I would like you to ask yourself, if I did this, would this build my parenting business?
Right.
Right? If the answer is yes, then do it. Sign up for it. Spend $37. Spend $100. And what you're doing is it's the same as buying a gym membership, dude. You're spending the money to keep your brain focused on
Yep.
the challenge. You do well with challenges.
I do.
You
Yep.
do well with outside challenges. So that's the
Yes.
first thing I would encourage you is use that to your advantage, because I don't hear you talking about this cool challenge that you signed up for that's
Right.
business related very often.
Mhm. No.
Right. And I think you're selling yourself out. I think that model would probably work really well
benefit.
the way
Yeah,
that
definitely
you
benefit.
are
Yeah.
wired. Like some
Yep.
people are not challenge oriented at all, right?
I love it.
Like they
Yeah.
just don't give a crap.
Yeah.
But you seem to, and so
Yeah.
that's the first piece is sign up for a challenge,
Okay.
and
Business related. Yep.
I guess I have intentions of putting together a get shit done challenge, so that'll be
Yep.
coming up in the future. But I haven't actually run a challenge yet, which is kind of
Okay.
silly because
Yeah.
I like them too, right?
Yep.
And then the second thing is that I see as a glaring hole in your experience is I think you need to start selling your own products. So, what I'm going to do right now, Curtis, is I'm going to pull myself off stage because I have to go to run to the bathroom, and
Okay.
I want you to give a pitch for your email for your parenting email list and Facebook group, and
Okay.
uh, and tell
Very
people to
good.
go to the PS to follow you.
Okay. Perfect. Hi guys, my name's Curtis. On the Get Shit Done show with Tellman here. So I would like you guys to join my email list. It's at SaturnCurtis3000 dot system.io at HWPC. It's kind of long and laborious, but my other one, hardworkingdad.com, does not work. I also have a newsletter. It's hardworkingdad.club. It's my newsletter with Beehive. Facebook group is Hardworking Parents, and that's with my what's the other Facebook page on that one is Dirty Mutter. Sorry, not Mother, Mutter. That was when I was doing my mud races a few years ago, which I really enjoyed. That was a lot of fun. Talman is right. I do well with challenges and different things like that. I think he made up a good point about me joining business challenges so that I can improve my business because I've been doing this for some time and I have not made a ton of money, which my wife is getting mad at me about, obviously, because you're spending money, you're not making it back. So return on investment is not very good. So this year I got to definitely improve that in my life, and I will. I think Tellman is great at telling people how to get things done. This is quite a challenge being here, getting a little, let me get my feet hot with him. So that's awesome. What else? Oh yes, I also have my own podcast on Sundays, which I usually do at 8:30, but today I missed it because my wife needed me to drive her to work in the snowstorm. So I must be a better driver than her. So anyway, I'll pick her up later on today at 5:30, which is great. The podcast talks about parenting. I usually have a partner named RJ to come out and give me a hand. He's pretty good at podcasts and talking and bringing up new points, much like Tellman. But if you are a parent and you want to join me, please join me. Just go to hello@hardworkingdad.com and email me, and you can definitely get a hold of me, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. I guess Tellman had to go to the bathroom longer than I thought. All right. So I've been a parent for about 10 years now. I have only one daughter. It's all myself and me were able to have. She had some other complications with her. She was a preemie. So we spent about 3 months in the hospital with her before she could come home. It was quite difficult. I had to work probably 10, 12 hours a day. And every day I'd come home, take a shower, get a quick bite to eat, go hang in the hospital for a few hours. So that was all right. Tellman, you're
Well,
back.
I am back. Awesome.
Awesome.
How'd that
Good job.
go?
Well, good. I was talking about my different stuff that I do, my podcast, my newsletter, website, and then start talking about my parenting, how I got started with London was a preemie.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, parenting challenges, dude.
Yeah, for sure.
So, okay, check this out. So I was just like, you should run a challenge.
Yep.
Or take a challenge. You should
Take
do
a challenge. Yeah.
challenges.
Yeah. Take a
But then I
challenge.
was like, well, what's also missing, and I don't know if you've actually tried this or not, but have you
What's that?
actually ever tried selling your own products?
No, never. I never. I
Okay.
thought about it, but it's not like, what do I do? How do I get what I'm going to sell?
Okay. Well, hold on a second. So, number one, I'm glad that you haven't tried that before because it seems like a glare. When I asked you earlier what's missing, what I was hoping you were going to say is that I haven't launched my own product yet.
Yeah.
Right. That's what I was going for. But like, that seems like a glaring hole to me because
Yeah.
here's one thing is when you launch your own product, you want to make sure that you want to start caring more about your business. That's
Yeah.
one way to do it in a hurry because you launch your own product. You're going to get people emailing you for customer support. You're going to have a membership area. You're like, gonna have a sales letter. Like if anybody
Yep.
actually buys your first product, which if they do, congratulations. That was like,
Yeah.
you know, but like
Pretty
that could
big
be
deal.
really.
Yeah.
So what if you started something called the Parenting Challenge?
Yep.
Okay, I bet that nobody's done that yet. I bet that the parentingchallenge.com is probably available. Now, I don't know that. I haven't checked, but like you could check it.
Yep.
And so, what I'm suggesting here, Curtis, is number one, that we know that you've had a little bit of success building your email list, but not massive
Yep.
success.
That's right. Yep.
And you've had a little bit of success as an affiliate marketer, but not massive success.
Yep.
And on the other hand, we know that you've gotten to the top of the leaderboard in several school groups.
Yep.
Okay. You know how to do that.
Yep.
And there's the gamified framework of school that for people like you is motivating to get to the top of those leaderboards.
Yep.
Like you clearly like to do it. Okay. So, number one, perhaps school is a better environment for you than just a static email list. Like, I'm not saying abandon email marketing, but
No.
like email is harder than ever. And we're looking for other ways of connecting with people. And a platform like school is a great way to do that, as you've seen.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah. It's pretty good engagement.
The other thing that's interesting about school is that tons of people on school run challenges.
Yep.
For whatever reason, there are a lot of people that kind of school seems very filled with folks who used to be on ClickFunnels and followed Brunson and took a bunch of Brunson's challenges and then basically jumped ship and started following Hermosi because he was more of a, I don't know, more their style or whatever. So then y'all get a whole bunch of these like young marketing bros who are in their 20s who go to the gym a lot and are kind of like mini Hermosis, and they are doing exactly what he says. And one of the things that they're doing to sell their products is instead of selling a $37 quote unquote tripwire, they're selling a $37 challenge. Okay. And so there are a ton just within like the free school groups that are out there.
Yep.
There are a ton of people who are selling a challenge on a often on a ClickFunnels sales page.
Yep.
Right. And that's the like primary front end product that they're promoting inside their free school group. So you could totally start parenting school.
Yep.
Okay. And maybe, you know, like, and you could totally run the parenting challenge and you could sell it as your product. And maybe you're using system.io to build your sales funnels. And maybe you start a free school group to start, right? To build your list and so on. And then you invite people to join your community for parents to become a better parent, right?
Yeah.
And so I would suggest that number one, sign up for a challenge.
Yeah.
Okay. Sign up for a challenge and use it to grow your parenting business. Pure and simple. Number one. In the meantime, if you're going to stay focused on parenting, I strongly encourage you to get a website like Parenting School, The Parenting School. If you're going to do something with the word school, try to spell it correctly. Don't spell it with a K, spell it with a C, because that's what people are going to type in if they type it in. But you could totally start a free school group called Parenting School. Right. And redirect your domain to it and then sell the parenting challenge at some point within there when you're ready, and take a few challenges first in order to really learn the framework.
I understand. Yeah.
Maybe Pedro has a $37 challenge that you can sign up for. and go through the process,
Right.
and learn challenges directly from him that way. I haven't been paying close attention to what he's been promoting lately. Also keeping in mind that I know that one of Pedro's heavy emphasis has been on Christianity and
Yep.
spirituality.
Yeah, it's Christian man.
I wouldn't be turned off by that. I mean,
Nope.
I don't know what your religious beliefs are or aren't. We haven't
Christian,
talked about,
Christian, yeah.
but like he's definitely attracting a Christian market at this point. It seems like, but everything he's teaching, for anyone that's out there that isn't Christian, everything he's teaching is totally sound, whether or not you buy into the Christian thing,
Right?
Right. So just keep that in mind.
Okay.
But I would really I think that if you learn challenges and you do challenges, and if parenting is your thing, I think that
Parenting challenge, yeah.
framework is solid.
Yep.
And interviewing parents and interviewing parenting experts, and just stay focused on that. I would encourage you to start a paid or a free school group to begin, and I would encourage you to monetize it with a parenting challenge, and you have that be your entry point into selling your own products, and basically forcing your own commitment to the business on a higher level. Being just an affiliate marketer that's like slowly building your list and like occasionally promoting somebody else's stuff and hoping to have it make some money is fine, but it's like low commitment.
Yep.
Right? It's just kind of like, maybe this will work.
Yeah, or that, or whatever.
It's not going to work if you're like, maybe this will work. That's not, you know what I mean? So I'm suggesting that you build yourself a community and potentially build yourself a whole platform. The other thing that I would throw out there, Curtis, I know that you've been on System.io for a while.
Yep.
And look, do this if it makes sense and when it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that long term, go high level is going to be a better solution for you. It's far, far, far more robust. And I believe that go high level, like even if you just buy it directly from them, is still like $97 a month for a basic.
I have an account. Yeah, I have an account.
Oh, you have a go high level account.
Yeah, it's with someone else, so it's like a sub account. I share account with someone else. You have?
Okay.
Because I'm part of another group.
Like a white label or something else?
Yeah, it's a white label. So what it is, if you join their paid version, before the paid version, you get a free GHL account.
Is it a monthly payment that you're already making, or is it?
Yep.
Okay, great. So you're already paying for your own go high level, white labeled go high level account.
Yep. But it has all their funnels and stuff in it. But you can add your own too, right?
Yeah. So there's learning. Well, if you already have it, there's more learning curve there, but dude, it's exponentially more powerful than System.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I've already seen it. Like I can do schedule all my posts in there. I can do a lot of stuff that I can even have like my own course in there with videos, unlimited videos you can have. It's kind of neat, kind of cool. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
It's it's not. It's a little bit of it's a little bit hard to initially get it, but once you get it, there's tons of videos out there already, so it's easy to pick up. Like, how to do this? Go to YouTube or whatever. They have their help is fantastic. If you have an issue with any of the technical stuff, you just go to the help desk and say, hey, this is an issue because I had a problem with my domain name, and they fixed it within probably less than 20 minutes live. Like I was there talking to the person, like, oh my God, they fixed it.
Cool.
Right then and there. So it was like really good customer service. So
great.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, so that's what I mean. We've been talking about commitment today, guys, and why we stay stuck as entrepreneurs. And generally speaking, if you're stuck, it's because you're not actually committed to what you're doing.
Yeah.
Because if you were committed to what you're doing, guess what? You wouldn't be stuck. It's actually pretty simple. Do something you're more committed to, and be fully committed to whatever you're doing.
Yeah, 100%.
Right. So like, dude, do phase 1 of 75 hard as soon as you're ready. I would strongly recommend that. Pay for a challenge with somebody. Ideally, Pedro, if he's teaching challenges and he has one available right now, right? pay close attention. Like, get on all the top podcasts, YouTube channels, TikTok channels, Facebook groups for parenting. Just get in there and get immersed, so you can like put your finger on the pulse of what's happening in the parenting world right now.
Yeah.
Right. And I think most importantly, and I'm suggesting that you do this with school. I'm not suggesting that you do this inside Go High Level.
Okay.
I really would recommend starting a parenting community, because if you, assuming you get traction with it, then school becomes a traffic source for you. If you never get traction with it, it doesn't matter anyway. But the major advantage and benefit is that school is filled with potential customers. And it tends to be filled with guys that are on the younger side that are gonna have kids soon.
Yep.
If they don't already. Okay. So like, I think parenting is probably it probably is or could be in the near future a very hot topic on school alone. So I would encourage you to do a free school parenting group. And I would encourage you to do some challenges for yourself, just to get you on, just to trigger that part of your brain that keeps you focused and moving forward.
Yep.
And then to turn around and run your own, and like get like the parenting challenge as a domain or something like that.
Yep.
Sell your own products. And I would recommend that you start with a challenge, because you tend to do very well with challenges.
Yeah.
And what this is all going to do is, the more visible you are in the leaderboards, the more people are going to click onto your profile in school. The more people are going to click onto your profile. They're going to see your
all that out,
and then they're going to come join your group.
Yep.
That's how it works. And you already know that you can crush on getting to the top of the leaderboards in school when you put your mind to it.
Yeah, that's right.
Right. So use all that to your advantage.
Okay.
Because all of these things are like, most of the tools, other than paying for school, you have everything else you need.
Yep.
You know, like, other than paying for school and buying into somebody's challenge, you have everything else you need. So I would really I would encourage you to move in that direction.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll do it.
Okay. So what are you so of what we've talked about today?
Yep.
I'm gonna make a point.
Okay.
At the beginning of our call, I said, what did you get done since last week? Right? That we talked about for your business. And what you said was, you had looked around in some parenting groups.
Yep.
That's not getting anything done.
No.
Okay. Good that you did it, but that's not accomplishing anything. That's like, I thought about parenting. No.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So this week we're going to change it.
Yep.
What are you going to get accomplished? And don't bite off more than you can chew. Bite off what you can chew here.
Okay.
What are you going to get accomplished in the next 7 days by this time next week to build your parenting business? Like, what is the number one, and maybe there's more than one thing, but what's the number one most important check-offable action item that you can do to grow your business and actually start making some more money based on what we talked about here today?
I think looking for the challenge thing, like you mentioned, for the business. So I'm going to try to find one this week and see what's out there. Probably do that as soon as I'm done here, and see which one I can join.
Okay.
And then do that.
So
an actionable step.
So I'm going to give you some coaching.
Okay.
Don't try to find one. Join a challenge this week.
Okay.
To help you grow your
join a
business
challenge
and learn about and learn through direct experience more about the challenge model.
Okay.
Join one.
Yep.
Somehow, some way. Right?
Yep.
Within budget.
Report in next week.
Like maybe it's $1 challenge. Maybe, but do something that's within your budget that also clearly is going to teach you a skill that will help with what we're talking about here.
Okay.
I would also encourage you, if you're going to join a challenge, one of the places that you should look first is school groups.
Okay.
Because so many school groups are offering challenges. And if you're thinking about starting, if you're interested in thinking about starting your own school community,
it's every place there.
You're going to learn more about the model on school if you do one on school. If that's if that's part of your plan.
Yeah,
So
it
great.
is.
Join a challenge. And if you have some questions about potential challenges or potential teachers that, especially if they've been around for a while, like let me
Yep.
know.
Yeah,
I'll
for
happily
sure.
take a look. I should probably join a challenge myself.
Yep, for sure.
Maybe we can do. Maybe we'll find an awesome challenge and we can do it together.
Yeah, why not? Report
Rock and
in.
roll. Rock and roll.
Awesome,
All right, I'm
Tellman.
going to give you one more challenge,
Okay.
which is I know that you've already done this, but I would like to see you back at the top of the leaderboard and get shit done.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
No
it.
problem.
I'm going to give Eric the same challenge.
Yeah, I know. I saw that. Yeah, I think I fell off a little bit there because I didn't see the notifications so much. Because my notification thing is like full of another group I'm in.
Yeah,
Because people like to have conversations inside the group.
that's
So
right.
they have like a whole like conversation in there, and there's like 20 things, and you get all these notifications of them talking about the same thing or something. Like, holy
That's how communities work, Curtis.
Yep.
That's one of the
Yep.
things that's a little different about a community than a list.
Oh yeah,
For sure.
for sure.
For sure. Rock and roll, dude. All right. Awesome.
Right
well, this is a great episode.
was.
Guys, if you want to follow what Curtis is up to with parenting, follow the link in the PS. And you can check it out from the inside. And if you're an entrepreneur, if you liked today's episode, and if you want to get more shit done, we would love to see you inside our community. We train entrepreneurs how to get shit done at getshitdone.com in our school group. So we'd love to see you there. And
Awesome.
you'd probably love to be there as well. So, Curtis, thanks for being an awesome co-host today.
Thanks, Tellman. Great to be here, and let's get more shit done this week.
That's it. Rock and roll. All right, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow morning. This is Tellman. Over and out. Thanks again, Curtis. We'll see y'all
Take
later.
care. Bye-bye.
Bye.